How's it, guys? So yeah, we're back on the boat. Haven't really done much in the last 2 weeks or so. I've been busy with some other stuff. So yeah, what we got done in the last time I was busy, let me show you quickly. So what I did is I finished up the boxing for the ribs and the bulkheads, and then basically I'm still in two minds where this hatch is going to go. So today's mission, or this weekend's mission, it's a nice long weekend, but I don't think the weather is going to allow me to do any lamination. So I'm going to finish up all the drainage, so between all the bulkheads and the ribs, and then I'm going to start putting in the drains for the fish hatches. So my plan is to take that 50mm PVC pipe. I'm going to put it in here, and then I'm going to put two big drains. These are 50mm drains that I'm putting in the back with 50mm drain plugs, because the last thing I want is to have a blockage, especially with the fish hatch being so far from the back of the boat. So my plan is to take the 50mm, basically put it in there like that. That's just a small piece, so I can mark out where I need to make the holes in the ribs. So it'll run basically from there. The inside will be obviously on the inside of the hatch, and then it'll all get bonded in, and then I'm going to drill a hole through the back, and then we'll insert the stainless steel bung. So what I'm going to do is I'm using the PVC pipe, and then I'm going to laminate right over it, so there's no ways, like in a few years time, if the plastic does for some reason go brittle or anything, it will still be completely sealed. So yeah, that's the plan for this weekend. And if the weather does, or if the weatherman does get it wrong, I'll definitely be starting to put in these main stringers here. So I'm going to remove all of these, because they're all just pre-fitted, they're not bonded in yet. So I'm going to take these out, these two long ones, and then these two fat ones here at the back. Those are basically the knees, and I'm going to totally cover them with 2 layers of Bi-X 400g mat. So I'm going to do that with all of them, so it's easier to put them in, because to actually laminate them in place is not going to be so easy. So I'm going to laminate them on the table, and then I'll put them back in and final trim them, and then I'm going to tab them in right around with 2 layers of 400g Bi-X, and I'm sure that will be plenty strong. And then, like I said in the previous video, I still need to cut a hole in that piece of Nardaplas there, and then fit that battery box inside there, build a frame, and then laminate that in as well. So yeah, that's the plan. Whether it's going to be finished is another story. And then between all the small little ribs, I'm going to put this 20, I think it's 25mm PVC for drainage between all the. So what I'll do is, because these are all going to be closed, that will be one, this will be another one, and this will be another one. In the corner there, I'm going to drill a hole, and I'll put a PVC pipe, so any water that does get in here will be able to run into this one, and then from this one into this one, and then when it gets here, I'll put one going that way, so the water can end up in the keel. So any water that does end up in the boat will run out the back. Because a big issue I had with the previous ribs was that there was a bunch of water trapped in this forward bulkhead here, in that area there. There must have been 20 or 30 liters of water that was trapped in there. that couldn't go anywhere. And then the same was for this one here. And then I also had another one here where there was water trapped in here that couldn't get out. So I'm going to do some decent water management. I don't plan on any water getting in the boat, but I mean, it's a boat, so, and it gets punished when it goes to sea, so anything is possible. So that's the plan. Get all that sorted for this weekend, and then hopefully near the end of the week we can start laminating these main stringers in, and then we'll start working back on the bulkheads. Okay guys, so it's now Monday. Like I said, it's been a long weekend, but the weather hasn't allowed me to do much. So all I got done is managed to put the 50mm PVC pipe in. It's just roughly in, because this might still get cut if this moves over. And then you can see there I've got the new plugs in. So that's a drainage for the one fish hatch, and that's the other one, and then that's going to be the main plug. So I've made them quite big. They're 50mm, so if anything does end up in the fish hatch, like pilchards' heads or whatever, the pipe is big enough for it to go all the way through. So hopefully this weekend I can start laminating, and then what I'm going to also do, to be 100% sure, once this is in, I'm going to be glassing over it all the way around the back as well, to be 100% sure that no water can make its way into the boat. So yeah, that's pretty much all we got done today. And then also I did do a short, but we've added this overkill of a winch. It doesn't have to be this big, but I was gonna buy a little 4,000 pound winch just to pull the boat, but I got given this one, so I put it on. I do plan to half the drum if this is too big, or if it doesn't work out well, because the distance from here to here is probably about 400 mils. So I think what's going to happen is the rope's going to accumulate in the middle here. So if I do find that it makes a lot of nonsense, I'll just open it up. I've done some research. It is possible to cut the drum in half, and then you basically end up with that much. So yeah, that's all we got done. So hopefully next weekend we can actually start doing the main stringers. So my plan is do those and those, bond that in, bond the box in, and then I'll start in the front with the ribs one by one, and I'll put them all in. So yeah, not much of a update, but at least there's some work done.